Tim. Welcome to my stream. Doing some bicep work today. It's Monday. So this is just a stream of my workouts. Doing a body transformation this year. The thing that sets this body transformation apart from others is that I'm not using any sort of supplements. So no protein shakes, protein powder, no BCAAs, no creatine, no pre-workouts. Just trying to get all my nutrients from the food that I eat. I'm not opposed to supplements. I think if you want to take them, great. I've taken them in the past and they work. So I just wanted to see for me what it's like to go a year without it. Kind of see if it's necessary to hit all my physical goals. To if it was necessary to hit my goals for me to take it. Also, um, man, the secondary reason I'm not taking it is that the can't think this morning. Secondary reason for not taking it is when my kids start preschool. Preschool's expensive. Cutting it out saves me $100 a month at least. That's $1,200 a year. And in this economy, every little bit helps. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm a little, not a little. I'm pretty awesomely congested right now. So that's gonna be fun for streaming. My kids also did a fantastic job of keeping me awake, so I'm a little groggy on top of it, but it's gonna be fine. Be great. I'm hoping to be able to get through this whole workout. One of my kids is already awake, and I watching them chill. So hopefully they will stay chill, and I can get this done. I would emphasize that this is like the whole part where it's nice to start Monday off with an exercise that I like. Um, I've said this before, but I like doing biceps, and since I like doing biceps, it makes it easier to get out of bed and deal with it when I've been dealing with kids all night. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I didn't really feel fantastic the last couple of days. It's been quite the head cold. It's so weird, like getting colds in the summertime. Getting sick in the summer is weird. It's definitely been a crazy weekend. I'm sure everyone's probably saw the news from Saturday by now. I think one of the one of the takeaways from Saturday, an easy one, would be you really need to think about what you say before you say it, and what the implications are of what you're going to say. Don't speak flippantly unless you know don't. I think it's very important to weigh your words carefully and think about the implications of what you advocate for, and think about who your words can hurt. I think it's important when tragedy happens or bad things happen to take that moment to really look at yourself and see what you could have done better. It doesn't help to have a snap, you know, reaction to blame others and be like, well, so and so could have done this better, and so and so could have done that better. Really analyzing your own part in the situation is important. I'm gonna set up the 35 pounds now. wish I had some Dayquil, but seems like all my medicine cabinet has is like ibuprofen and Tylenol, and all the cold stuff I have is for the kids, which I'm sure would work to agree on me. But what's up, Bowser? Oh man. Oh. Morning, Bowser. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a good weekend. Old 2003 says, sup? What's up, man? How's it going? It's like, oh, that's what time is it? Where you are? I think it's like 6. It's like at least 6:15 now, 6:20. Bowser says, love lives here. Yes, sir. I'm West Coast, so it's 6:15. LL. Vancouver. Oh, nice. I said, oh, damn. You are early too. Yeah. Well, it's the only time I can get in and get this done because I have kids. So, and I actually started late. Normally, try to get started between like 5:30 and 5:45. But one of my kids woke up this morning and was moving around, so I had to get them situated before I could come out here and get after it. How's Vancouver these days? All says it's been very great weather the past month. I'm just playing some chess on the foreground. Oh, so yeah, I like chess. I like playing. I've never been an avid like player though. I've never taken time to memorize strategy and get super into it. But I like it. I'll give you a follow. You'll probably pass my follower count soon. I'm only streaming chess twice for fun. We should play a chess game. Um, yeah, it's not. It could be fun. I'd have to find my chessboard. How are you? Do you go to tournaments for chess? Are you get really into it? Oh, chess on chess.com. Oh, that makes more sense. Uh, my grandpa's really good at chess, and I always like no all that. So you have profile on there. No, I've never really played online. If I play chess, I'll take a look at it. Olivia VO3 on chess.com. It's on my Twitch profiles too, I think. Well, I'll check it out. Like I said, I'm not very good at chess. Um, I thought I was like decent, but so there's so many people that are amazing at chess. It's hard to even say that you're like a decent player. When I played chess, my grandpa would play chess. And I'd play chess with my grandpa, but it always makes me feel like when you're a kid and you go to a friend's house and they have like some new video game and so you play it with them and like let's say it's like Street Fighter back in the day or Mortal Kombat, you're playing and you've never played before, but they own the game and they know all of the like combinations, they know all the cool moves. So they're just dunking on you the whole time. That's how I feel when I play chess. If I don't, cause there's so many like pre-programmed moves that people know how to do and traps and stuff that they can set. You should watch the Queen's Gambit. It's a Netflix series that got me into chess. Yeah, I watched it. I liked it a lot. I like the actress a lot. I watched that. Did you watch the menu with her? That was a interesting movie. Olivia says I did not watch any other movie or series from her. If you like, if you like, The Menu was an interesting movie. I don't know if everybody would like it. It's not very fast paced, but it's pretty fun. Did you ever one of the things I found really interesting about chess? There was this study that said that like chess masters all had really high IQs, and they talked about the importance of a high IQ in playing chess. And it was kind of a big prideful thing for a long time that these guys all thought that they had like the best um, IQs. And then someone did a test like years after this, like it was a long time after, and they because the idea was that the chess masters had like photographic memories and high IQs, and they could remember the chessboard uh, just at a glance. And so this was a prevalent thought for a long time that they had this high intelligence. And then this other guy tested it, and he said, like, I don't, the idea was that he didn't think they had photographic memories. That was just um, not real. So when they created the chessboard and they put all the pieces in place, the chess master could look at it once, look away, and tell them where all the pieces were. Um, so then they took the chess pieces and they put them on the board in positions that they couldn't go in a natural game. Because some pieces can never be on certain squares. It just doesn't work that way. And when they rearranged the board that way, the chess masters would look at it and look away and could never get all the pieces correct. And it wasn't that they had photographic memories; it was that they had memorized kind of like a storybook. So when you read a story, you remember the story, and that's what they were doing with chess. They didn't remember. Um, it was just a story they'd already read when they looked at the board, so it was different. It doesn't mean that they weren't intelligent or had high IQs, but it wasn't this amazing a gift that they thought they had. That's Numplex. My boy Tim flexing his guns. What's up? How's it going? It was a yeah. There's a beep. It's my um, monitor for my kids. It keeps for some reason randomly losing signal. Sorry, I know it's annoying, but I have to make sure my kids are not getting into trouble. Normally they're asleep, but for some reason this morning they're both decided to wake up early. Yeah, I'm a big fan of psychology, and one of the things that I love is experiments that get redone or get looked at from a different angle. Like they have um they have a pre or sorry, they have an older experiment that's established, and everyone has based their ideas on that experiment. And then someone comes out and takes the experiment from a different angle and disproves it. When you live on the West Coast, I'm a hobby pilot and I fly everywhere. Um, I live like Northern California. Yeah, I one of my favorites is the experiment that was quoted for a long time for the problems of addiction, where they took the rat and they gave the option of picking food or picking drugs, and it ends up picking drugs and dying. And they were saying for a long time, like, "Oh, look, this is why like drugs are so bad." And then someone finally redid the experiment, and instead of a rat being alone by itself in a cage, they gave it a community. And if it was in a community, it used the drugs less and still ate. And they're like, yeah, if you take a social creature like a rat and you put him in a cage by itself, of course it's going to pick drugs over food and survival because it's got a miserable life. That's a miserable life. Why would you not pick drugs? And it was a very interesting study. Ever been to Lake Tahoe? That's my favorite place. Yeah, I've been to Lake Tahoe. I've been there a few times. Been skiing around there. Been snowboarding. I drive through Lake Tahoe a lot because I like to go to Reno. Have you ever been to Vancouver? I've never been to Vancouver. Well, I'll be right back. I gotta go say something to my kids. They're starting to pick on each other. All right, I'm back. I might have to cut out early if they can't be nice to each other. I'm 38. Good guess. Have you ever played Go Guesser? No, I've never played that. Let's go, guesser. Oh, you get dropped on a random place on planet on Street View, and you guess where you are. You know, what's funny is I just saw a YouTube video, like a short, where a guy must have been playing that game because he's looking at a street and he's looking at the lines on the street and they're crooked and um, not painted well. And he's like a British guy and he's like, "Oh, this must be America because the lines are like the way they do their street lines. It's a mess." And someone like says to him in the text like, "Hey, what time is it?" And he like looks up and um, he sees the time on Big Ben and reads off the time and then looks back down and then it hits him like, "Oh wait, this is this is England." I must have misheard his accent then. It was the same video. Most popular guy is Rainbolt. How much of a hint do you get if you look? Like, is it always? Because I imagine that if you see street signs, you'd figure it out pretty fast. Are they like marked out at all, or how does that work? This is, oh, I'm pretty good at it. We could play sometime. LOL. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. I've never played it. What do you Is there like a timer, or how much can you look around? I feel like that would make the difference. No, I don't have a Discord. No. I'm limited on time is the thing. Like my kids take up a lot of my time, so that's why I'm like why I get up early to do this because I can't do it in the middle of the day. That's 13. No, I try when I do things like playing games and stuff. If my kids are awake, it gets really hard. And I don't do the WhatsApp. Is GeoGuessr? Is it a site or is it specifically through Discord or um? It's a site. I'll look it up. I'll send you I'll send you a whisper if I'm able to do it. Like I said, though, unfortunately, unfortunately, time is a big thing. for me. When my kids get older, it'll be easier. I even have like a hard time reading because my ability to focus is not super fantastic. So when I do something that I like, I do get like heavily focused, and then when my kids interrupt me, or my wife interrupts me, or anyone interrupts me, I get super irritated and like angry, and I just don't like to be that way towards my kids or my wife. So I tend to put off like doing things that I like while they're awake or demanding attention. But as they get older and they're able to focus on their own stuff, I'm able to do more things while they're awake. I get I get super irritated if I'm in the middle of something and someone pulls me out of it. Mostly I get lost in my head. Like, even when I was younger, when I was going to college, my like sweet spot for doing homework and projects is 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That is my that is my jam. My favorite time to do homework or like writing is 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Also, my favorite time to play video games. And I tried like when my kids were younger to just be playing at that time, but unfortunately, they have a habit of waking up, especially if they know you're doing something. I love being a parent, so don't take my complaints about not being able to do anything as a like, oh, I don't like it. I love it, but I definitely would say if it's not what you like want, if having kids and being a dad or mom is not something you're passionate about, I would definitely caution jumping into it. Don't let someone force you into it. Because for me, like I wanted to be a dad. I wanted to be a husband. I wanted a wife. I wanted kids. So when there's rough days, that's always something like this is what I want. So it makes it easier. If it wasn't what I wanted, hard. My biggest hobby is flying, and it takes a lot of time. Are you when you say you're flying? Are you actually like flying a plane? Or are you talking about like flying on in a game in a simulator? I'm in college, but A does most of it for me. Cyrus SR20. That's cool. How what's the range on the Cyrus SR22T? It's so hard because people take their simulators really serious. It's a five-seater plane, and I can go all the way to Denver from Vancouver on one tank. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that outside of the storage fees, if you can get like a good airstrip with reasonable storage fees, that it's actually not crazy expensive to own and fly a plane. Is that accurate, or do I usually feel if I go that far just in case? It says, oh, my dad writes off my plane, off my family business as a business expense. The expenses are something I do have to cover, though. That's really cool. I had a dream for a long time when I was a kid of getting a ultralight, and I thought ultralights were like the coolest thing. It was like basically the go kart of planes, and I wanted an ultralight so bad. It's like 20 or 30 grand a month. Really, I fly a lot. LOL. Well, I mean, depending on what you're doing, 20, 30 grand is a lot or a little. Do you skydive at all? Oh, I did, but I was tied to a handsome guy. Yeah, I've gone twice, but yeah, both times was tandem. Uh, I don't remember what the first guy looked like. I remembered, unfortunately, that he had very distinct body odor. And the second guy wasn't that long ago. I went skydiving um, a few months ago, and he wasn't a bad looking guy. He was, I think he was French, but I couldn't tell from the way he was speaking if he was from Quebec or France. I feel like people in Quebec speak French differently than people from France. And there's like a subtle difference, but sometimes it's hard to like pick out when they're speaking English what their accent is. That's the fun part. I'm sure you know, like when you travel abroad, is learning the subtleties of people's language. Like with Chinese, I can tell the difference between someone that's from like Beijing versus anywhere else in China. Come to Vancouver sometime. I could. My like traveling right now would be difficult. But all right, I got one more set and then I gotta take off. My kids are actually I gotta go. My kids have reached the point where they need to be supervised. They're like good up to a certain amount of time, and then they start to act up more and more. And you have to get involved. Plus, they're probably getting hungry. You should set up a Discord or WhatsApp. I like the convo. Well, I'm always here Monday through Friday. Typically, I'm on around like 5:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Maybe stream together sometime. Sure. All right, I gotta take off. They're gonna about to get crazy. Thanks for hanging out. Hope to see you again. That's really cool that you get to fly a lot. That's a lot of fun. All right, God bless you guys. Thank you so much.